Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carl and I'm happy that you're here. So, you want to be a property developer. Looks easy, looks fun. We'll see. So, we've had the electrician, the Sparky, come by the property to let us know, do we really need to undertake a full rewiring of the property? There's some good news on that, so stay tuned. Also, the plasterers continue with the work and the clearing continues. We should finish today all the clearing of the house. That is stripping the wall. We need to address the damp issue that we have now found. We need to also continue with the work for preparing the property to be plasterboard. Oh man, do I have some good news to share. Remember, we went to the big box retailer yesterday to go look at a tub, a sink, and go look at some radiators to do some cost comparison. Man, do I have some good news on the sinks to share with you. Since you're here, smash the like button. Please subscribe. So let's talk about nuggets of information or little breadcrumbs about life lessons that get dropped along the way your entire life. But are you paying attention? That's a true story that took place when I was a kid, 15, 17 years old, somewhere in there. I'll explain along the way. Come with me. So look at the sinks that we got. We got them for a very low cost of free 99. Nothing beats that. So we're back in the car now, and we're talking about breadcrumbs in life. Are you paying attention to the tea leaves of the people who impart knowledge into your life? So let's get back to the question, why property investment or why property development? Well, you have to go from having active income to passive income. What's the difference? Well, active income, we all know what that is. That really is us going to a job, trading our time for a paycheck. Well, passive income is taking the active income that we have saved, putting in some type of investment vehicle, stocks, housing. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it sits back and just creates income for you in a passive way where you don't have to do anything. So in property development, what we do for passive income, well, we take our capital that we have saved from our active income stream, and then we put the value into the house by doing things that I'm doing now, sourcing goods, finding property below market value, trying to add value to that property so then I can either rent it out and have a passive income come to me once a month, or I can sell it and then that income comes into me that way. So this reminds me of a story that when I was about 15, 17 years old, right? It's about 20 some years ago. So don't quote me on the exact details, but I remember being at my best friend's house, Ryan, and his mom, Karen, who is my second mom. And she was having a book signing or having some people over. And I remember there was this lady there who had more than one property. And she talked about it. And you gotta realize I'm 15, 17 years old. I'm in and out of the room trying to play Madden football on the PlayStation 1, maybe the PlayStation 2, I can't remember. But she imparted there, and I remember hearing that she had more than one property. And she was very evangelical. She looked at them as like blessings from God or you know, things like that. I'm not very religious on this channel, so we're not gonna get into the religious aspect. However, it was a tea leaf. It was a breadcrumb in life. And it sparked in me and it said, whenever I do grow up and I get married, have kids, have that American dream, you know, that thing that gets pushed a lot, that I knew that I would have more than one house, because it came to me and it said, well, you're always going to have to live somewhere. So if I have one house, and let's just do simple math here on this channel, it's 100,000 pounds or $100,000. And I'm in that house for 20 years and it doubles in value. Now it's 200,000. Well, if I want to move to another house and have all this equity, well, guess what? All the other houses around me have gone up as well. So that dream house that I wanted, that I couldn't afford 20 years ago, that was 200,000, is now 400,000. But I only have 200,000 to go for that property. So I have not advanced, or I have not moved forward with my real estate. So the point is to try to get multiple properties, get to a passive income of these properties, get the equity building up in those. And so that way you get to a point where you're building generational wealth. Now, generational wealth is a good term that's been floating around on the internet or going around, which I think is very good for people to kind of grasp on and understand. You know, you could buy multiple properties, 5, 10, 20, 1,000 properties. And guess what? You can pass that on to your family, your kids' kids, and create generational wealth or generational opportunities so that you can give your children and your grandchildren a better life or a better upbringing than you. So let's talk about strategies. So there's the BRR, which is a buy, refurbish, refinance. And what that really means is I buy the property, I refurbish it, so I put the value into it. And then what I do is I refinance that entire property to try to pull out as much of my initial investment out, hold on to that property, and then let it out or rent it out. But when I let it out, there's two strategies I can do. I can do it as a single family home, or I can do it as an HMO, which is a house of multiple occupancy. Now, HMOs are very advantageous because instead of renting it out to one family, say you could rent it out for £1,000 a month. Well, I could rent a 3-bedroom house out and I could rent each room out for about $400 each on average. So instead of making £1,000 a month or getting £1,000 of revenue every month, I can now get $1,200 and get a 20% increase in the revenue by doing an HMO. So a lot of people do that. That's being considered on the Rolls Royce Derby house as well. We got to see what the numbers really work out to, but we're considering doing that. So we got to stay tuned and watch what we do. So why do I call this the Rolls Royce Derby house? Because just over that way, no more than half a mile is Rolls Royce. And if I go over to my right shoulder, Bombardier is just right over there. So I'm here at the property. I think there should be work ongoing. Let's go check it out. So we found the culprit for the rising damp. So if you look along here, there's a lot of mold spores going on. So this is an outside wall and we're getting rising damp that's coming through. This wall is wet to the touch. So we've had a tour with the Sparky here on site. One of the good news is we do not need to undertake a full rewiring of this property, saving us thousands of pounds in doing so. We will be putting in new sockets. We will be updating the fuse box. So buying a property at auction, one of the things that happens at auction is, especially if you're a landlord, there's regulations here in the United Kingdom that say that you have to get an annual certificate for the electric and the gas work. So when we went to the property auction, you get the legal pack. Inside that legal pack, there was a certificate for the electric work being brought off or being signed off. However, with the Sparky here, or the electrician, one of the things that he said is someone must have forged that certificate, because under no way has this thing been looked at for the last 4 years. So again, more cowboy builders or more slumlords exist in the United Kingdom. However, we won't be doing that. We will make sure that we are fully up to code. Let's talk about some of the regulations here. The electrician said that to rent or even to sell this property, you have to have fire alarms in all the fire escape areas and high risk areas. So what is that? We must now put a fire alarm upstairs on the top of the landing of the stairs, at the bottom of the landing, and inside of the kitchen, which clearly is a high risk area. So after stripping all the wallpaper off in the master bedroom, we found a love note, Donna and Les. The question is, does Donna still love Les? Let's stop, take the time to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you.